New Yorker, the New York Times, and Haps News. And I live draw for you every day, every weekday at 5:30. I do something. I talk about the news and I draw about it, and talk to you guys, hear your questions, and dialogue with you about what's going on in the news. And there's a lot going on right now, at least in the United States. It's an understatement. It's been exhausting. I don't know about you, but I'm tired. It's emotionally draining. And it's going to keep going because hi Pablo, because they're still counting votes, and we know that President Trump is going to challenge everything. He's going to challenge with legal action, and he's going to challenge with recounts, which is his right. Both of those are his right. But many people feel there's not much there. That Trump just wants to take it to the Supreme Court, but he can't do that. He can't just walk over and then ask the Supreme Court to take on his grievance. It doesn't work that way. So we will see what happens. Some Republicans are coming out and openly saying that Trump is not behaving properly. Trump's I don't want to call it a speech because it was not really a speech. His missive, his broadcast, his talking from the White House yesterday was alarming in how many lies it contained and how much he was trying to stir up his base and claim that the election was rigged, which it was not. And he just cannot lose. He just does not want to lose. So anyway, you guys are watching the news. You know where we are. You know what's going on. And so it's going to be a bit of a slog. We're going to be waiting for the votes to be counted. They're still not finished yet. Biden is ahead, and he's shy of the electorate votes that he needs. But he's getting there slowly but surely. I think he will get the electoral votes that he needs, 270. But then Trump's going to be battling him in court. So we'll see. Let's see what you guys are saying. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Mark. So let me turn this around and draw something for you. One thing that I was really aware of, and I've been watching the news most of the day, which may be why I'm so tired. At one point, I said to my husband, it's really quite remarkable and quite wonderful that the last two states, I mean, there's several states that are outstanding, but the two that are most key right now are Georgia and Pennsylvania. And they're counting the votes from the two urban areas. Let's turn that off. Two urban areas in those states, Atlanta and Philadelphia. And Joe Biden is getting more and more votes, getting lots and lots of votes from these two urban areas. And so what's remarkable, what's wonderful is that the group of Americans that are going to decide this election for Joe Biden are the Black and brown Americans in these cities. And I think it's quite historic and quite wonderful. So let me see. Which pen should I use? With that said, it has to be. Which pen do I want? Sorry, I'm having a little brain freeze here trying to find the right pen. I guess this will have to do. I can't find the one I usually like. There it is. Although this one might work too. Let's try it. Let's test it out. That said, in Georgia, I have a good friend who's a political consultant in Georgia, and so I get a lot of. And she's in rural Georgia as well as Atlanta, so she's seeing a lot of what's going on down there, and she knows everybody, and she's very. Anyway, what I've learned is that Stacey Abrams is a bit of a force in Georgia, and when she lost 2 years ago, she lost her gubernatorial race. She was not able to beat Kemp, and it was because of voter suppression. And so she took her position. She was a state legislator, but she took her position to try to combat voter suppression everywhere. And Fair Fight, I think, is the name of. She started an organization. And she's worked tirelessly to combat voter suppression. And I think her activities in Georgia have been instrumental in getting out the vote in Georgia. So you have to give a lot of credit to Stacey Abrams. So I'm drawing Stacey Abrams. I wonder if she'll be getting a cabinet position if Joe Biden is elected president, which I think he is going to be. I was honored this past year before the pandemic to be asked to give a speech to an organization, the name of which I cannot remember. I'm sorry. I didn't plan to say this just now because I don't remember the name of the place I spoke at in New York. And I was the keynote speaker for the lunch crowd, and Stacey Abrams was the keynote for the evening crowd. I was quite honored. I didn't get to meet her because I had to go on to another event. I had to leave, so I couldn't stick around and meet her later. But I'm just going to leave it like this and give her a necklace. I'm not going to be able to paint this, I don't think. It's going to be too wet. But I'll paint it later. Let's see what you guys are saying. Hi, Karen, you're already in bed. I know so much about electoral college, curing votes, counties, states, exhausted. Yep, me too. I've learned so much watching the news. Pablo says, I hope she does, or at least gets a lot of support next time she runs for office. Yeah, she will probably, we will be seeing a lot of Stacey Abrams going forward. And I'm not going to paint this right now because it's wet and it'll just bleed and it'll be a real big mess. There's another drawing that I was doing earlier, thinking I would do for you guys, and I'll do that. Should I do that in charcoal or pen? I'll do it in charcoal. A more visual thing. It's been hard to think of drawings today. I did one last night of Trump, and it's on my Instagram, of Trump's. You know how he's been tweeting, and Twitter has been putting warnings on his tweets, so you can't see him unless you click the warning sign to open it. So I did a drawing of Trump's face with a big warning sign. Maybe I'll do that drawing for you. All right. Another piece of paper. I did it on my iPad. Just mimicking what Twitter does with its warning signs. He's been tweeting out things that are untrue. Also, some of his followers were trying to stir up uh, demonstrations and fights, and Facebook stopped them. It's going to be an interesting time. This is what I did last night. I did a drawing of this Trump. Let's see. A lot of people are wondering if Biden wins, which my guess is that he will. Will Trump go to the inauguration? What do you think? Sonia said, I thought Stacey was going to win her race for election. Yeah, everybody did, actually, I think. I think Trump's staff and supporters, or at least the people near him, are trying to prevent him from speaking because he just makes matters worse sometimes when he opens his mouth right now. So I was going to do this drawing more visual drawing. Sometimes when I don't have an idea, I head towards letters and words. So he will have recount. In fact, George is already going to be recounting. They said they will because it's awfully close. I think they're legally supposed to do that if it's under 1.5%. Challenge. Oops, got an E in there. So legal challenge. I think I'm going to use a different pencil for this. Sorry, I have to concentrate. Whenever I am drawing words, I often misspell. Biden is supposed to speak tonight. I don't know if Trump will speak. Doesn't really look like Biden, but I try my best. I didn't sketch it out first. Kind of looks like Biden's going to fall. Didn't mean to do it that way. So if you just joined me, it's Liza Donnelly. I'm a cartoonist and a writer for various places, and I live draw every day at 5:30 during the week. And Stacey Abrams, where is it? Which I'll paint later, because I think Stacey Abrams had a lot to do with getting Georgia to turn blue in this election. And it's really, I have a friend who is in politics down there, and it's really a lot of races have gone blue. And also, what's also encouraging, not just in Georgia, but people of color have been elected, women have been elected, and the first transgender person was elected to a state senate in Delaware. So things are changing in our country slowly, in small ways too. This election was disappointing in that I thought there would be a massive repudiation of hate with the Democrats, but it didn't happen, and we'd have to start thinking about what that's all about. And my black and brown friends would say, well, we know what it's about. It's a racist country. Okay, we have to fix that. We have to change that. It's going to bleed, I know it. Let's give Trump some color in his face, shall we? So that's another way to go with a cartoon if you can't think of anything. Yeah, the shorts. Barbara says, oh, that's right, the shorts. That reminds me of the official of one of the remaining states said this morning that Trump needs to put on his big boy pants and quit the tantrum. Yes, that was the mayor of Philadelphia, I believe, who said that. Sophisticated reader says, I'm glad Trump is losing. Karen would like to see, I'd like to be a fly on Pence's head in the West Wing today. Yeah, don't you often wonder what's going on in the West Wing, in the White House? Who's going to tell Trump to give it up? I mean, he doesn't have to give it up yet. He can do all the recounting and the legal challenges that he wants. But Sonia says, terrible this wait, but all votes need to be counted. It's true. Yep, it's our democracy. All right, I'm going to turn you around and say goodbye. Thank you for joining me. Hope you have a good weekend. It's been exhausting. I've said that already, I know. But I'm always a pleasure to see you guys, and I will see you again on Monday. Same time, same place, every day at 5:30. I live draw for Haps News. I do something that's in the news, and maybe we'll know more on Monday. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just be watching Trump launch legal challenges. We'll see. Okay, take care, everybody, and I hope you're well. And did I show you the Stacey Abrams drawing? I'll paint that in later. Okay, thanks for joining me. I'll see you again. Thanks, Mark. Bye. Have a great